How do you say your last name?
Pella.
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 I've been saying, because I've been saying Pila for like.
Pila?
No, because I was just
need a couple more E's for that, I think. Yeah.
Are you on tour right now?
I am. Yeah. Today, this is going to be the first show of the next 4 weeks where I'll be at different colleges and comedy clubs across the country. So I'm really excited. It should be cool.
Is it your first time on tour?
No, I've done little college tours here and there, 3 schools at a time, 4 schools at a time.
Yeah.
And this one's 8, and you guys are the first.
Oh, okay.
So it's very exciting. Yeah.
Have you been out to Colorado before, or?
I have. I was in Denver when I was 15 for a high school field trip, and then I was in Durango. I was in Durango a couple of months ago for a show, but I've never performed in Denver before, so it's very exciting.
It's interesting because we get a lot of different sort of acts.
Yeah.
I think last time that we had someone here, it was it was a hypnotist.
Really?
Their set was so crazy.
That's crazy.
They had a ton of people on there just doing all types of stuff. The Snapchat stories from that are hilarious.
That's cool. Yeah. I cannot hypnotize people, but I will hypnotize you with laughs.
From what I've seen of your stuff, because I saw the signs and stuff, so I looked you up on Facebook and YouTube.
Cool.
Out of your videos, you seem to have a lot of energy when you're on stage.
Yeah, I do. It's I think that just comes naturally, or maybe I eat too many Sour Patch Kids. I don't know, But I love being on stage. I love performing. I love interacting with an audience and creating good energy in the room, and that all just kind of cycles back into what I'm doing up there. It's really fun.
So how did you first start? How did you first get into comedy?
In college, I went to school at UC Santa Barbara in California, and I made a lot of comedy videos, kind of like Saturday Night Live, Andy Samberg, and What the Lonely Island did. Yeah. And I loved doing that. And I moved to LA when I graduated and realized I knew nothing about writing and performing. So I just kind of threw myself on stage to get better. And I fell in love with live stand-up.
Oh, did you move from skits to performing to straight into doing stand-up, or? Yeah,
I went from creating digital videos and comedy for online. Yeah. From that to performing live. I mean, I still make videos, and just now I have the live aspect of it too. So both of those mediums kind of interact with each other, which is really fun.
So do you ever incorporate some of your bits that you have in your videos into your stand-up, or vice versa?
I do, actually. Yeah, there's a joke I had that I did on stage, and it was about going home for Thanksgiving break and seeing all your friends that you haven't seen in years. There's the weird kid, there's your friend who's a hippie now, there's the guys that just haven't changed and they're still just chugging beers and really rowdy. And I talked about that on stage for a little bit, and then I thought of an idea that could be a cool video for that. Yeah. And I made it, and it turned out I thought it was pretty cool. It was pretty fun to make. It's called How to Survive Your High School Reunion. Something like that. How to survive your holiday high school reunion on YouTube. Yeah.
I remember the first comedian that I really got into, and you kind of remind me of him, is Dane Cook.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I love Dane.
I think a lot about it is the energy and how you deliver your jokes.
Sure. Yeah, Dane's great. I've met him in LA. He's still doing his thing. He's definitely an inspiration. Dane Cook started off doing colleges as well. Yeah. And I'm sure he still does from time to time, but that's definitely somebody that I try to mirror in regards to work ethic, because he has a crazy good work ethic and he's hilarious.
So who are some of your favorite comedians?
I love what Jim Carrey did when he was coming up in the 90s, because he was so weird and he's made of rubber,
His stage presence was always interesting, and just the type of movement.
He's like a cartoon on stage. So I love that about him. Chris Farley is kind of a god to me. Jimmy Fallon is definitely one of my inspirations. Yeah. So those guys that kind of came up on the stage first, Chris Farley came up in improv, and Jimmy did impressions and stand-up, and Jim Carrey did stand-up. And then they just kind of used those platforms to do what they wanted to do for the rest of their careers, which I really look up to. So those are kind of my guys.
Do you have any idea of like what you want to do like past stand-up?
Yeah, I think I'll do stand-up for the rest of my life, for sure.
Yeah.
And in regards to what else I can do on top of it, the stuff I'm doing now where I'm making comedy videos and music videos on the side, and I'm also writing my own bigger projects.
Yeah.
I just want to be able to keep doing that, but on like a larger scale. So I look at people like Jim Carrey, for example, like what he did. Well, he did stand up for a really long time. Doesn't do it anymore.
Yeah.
But he was able to put himself in a position where he could do pretty much anything he wanted.
Yeah.
He did TV. He did movies. He's still doing movies. He's producing. He's directing. He's doing all these creative things because he put himself there from the stage, which is where he started. So that's kind of the trajectory I want to follow. And, we all have specific goals, but big picture thinking, I guess that's what I want to do. I just want to make my mom proud. I'll make my mom happy.
Yeah.
That's all I want to do. Mom, I want to make you happy, Mom. That's all I want to do. Yeah.
You must be a pretty big basketball fan, like being somebody that played in college, and then also, I know on your Twitter the picture is very much like you with like.
Oh, did you see it?
About to do the.
That's cool, right?
Like you're doing the Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
So, what position did you play in high school?
I played point guard in high school,
Yeah.
and then college I played point guard and wing, mostly wing. And basketball will always be a part of my life for sure. That's my first love, and it always will be. And it's fun. It's cool. I grew up a Sacramento Kings fan, which wasn't really the best option in the world, but it's what I had, and I love them. But yeah, man, I love basketball. March Madness right now is insane.
Oh yeah,
it's crazy. My brackets are all busted, but I'm still watching.
Everybody's brackets
by now.
busted.
Yeah, Xavier screwed everybody up. But yeah, man, basketball is great because it gives me the same excitement and rush that doing stand-up does.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of like just a flow. It's the sport that just flows up and down the court nonstop. Yeah. And that's what I feel like when I'm on stage.
So have you ever, like, in sort of the fact that, like, you have to adapt with basketball or really any sport for that matter.
Yeah.
Have you ever had to, like, adapt your set, like, maybe, like, you got a few jokes and, like, the crowd isn't really feeling it, so you gotta, like, change it up a bit?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, just like in basketball, if I'm going up against a guy that's 6'8", 300 pounds, I'm going to play differently, Yeah. And if I'm in a room, say, like, for example, I did a show in Central California a few months ago, and it was a very, we'll say, Republican town, right? Which is fine. It's totally cool. But some of the jokes I have don't really land as well with that type of audience, And so I did. I changed a little bit of my delivery and some of the wording of things just to make it, like, the goal is to make everyone happy. I don't care if you're Republican or you don't know how to spell politics. As long as you're laughing, it's a success. So yeah, there's definitely been times that I've had to change the style or the delivery of things or the approach to try and reach parts of the audience.
If you're in a big game and like you're about to like shoot a free throw, and then like the whole crowd is just getting loud, like yelling everything they can to get you to miss it.
Yeah.
You ever get like any situations with like hecklers where you have to like work off of them because like they're harassing you? Or?
Oh yeah. Totally. Yeah. There's been times where somebody's just interrupted right at like the biggest moment. I've got this whole story I've been building up and everybody's on board, and then someone will yell out, "Yeah, but you're an idiot," or something stupid, you know? And then I have to kind of respond to that real quick just to hush it up and make sure he or she doesn't do that again. Yeah. Which is a bummer.
Yeah.
Because everybody else is having such a good time. And then I have to stop what I'm doing to focus on this one person that just needs attention. And then I can go back to everybody else. But just that one person kind of ruins the moment for everybody. So that's always kind of a bummer. But I'm never really mean. I try to just make it into a joke and then move on.
Do you have any plans like after you finish like this whole college tour? Or?
Yeah, I'm doing the tour through the end of April, and then I have a couple more dates in May, and then I have 3 or 4 videos lined up that I'm going to release this summer that I think are going to be really fun and really funny. And then it's just continuing after that. I have another tour that I'm trying to put together for the fall for a couple more schools. And hopefully you'll see me on screen pretty soon, which will be fun.
Well, by screen, do you mean like
TV? Or? TV, movie. It's Los Angeles is a weird place because you can be going after a bunch of different things and then none of those things will happen, or like all of them will happen at once. Yeah. So I'm going after a couple different things out there, and hopefully something will happen with them. If not, I'll be back here next year.
What were you going to school for?
I went to school. I studied film and media in school. Yeah.
Were you trying to just be a filmmaker or just like make sketches or what?
I wanted the production experience from it. I wanted to know like what a tripod was and how to set up lights and get the production knowledge down, which it really helped me with. And I think that comes out in the video content that I make. Yeah. Because I learned a lot. At Santa Barbara. It was really cool. So yeah, studying film and media definitely helps with the video creation that I've done. Yeah.
Sort of, I guess like a small question. I know in your bio it talks about how you used to be a radio host for, I guess, your school's radio.
I was. Yeah.
Is that just where you first started to showcase sort of like this energy and this presence that you have? Or?
Yeah, I guess it is. That's a really good point, Jalen. That's a really good interview point. That's a great point. I guess it is. I've never thought of that before. But hosting, I would host live roundtable talk shows, 30 minutes a day. Yeah. I wasn't the only host, but I would share that duty with a couple other people. Sometimes I would be on the panel. Yeah. And that was always fun. It was terrifying at first, but it was fun to like know that I was live and that people were listening to me as I was speaking. Yeah. And then from that, I started broadcasting sports games like soccer and baseball at school, and that was really fun too because when you're broadcasting live sports, you got to also kind of be funny and entertaining. So I guess I did start to put the pieces together there. You're right. You made me rethink my whole life. Thanks.
Okay. I don't think I have any more questions for you. Where can the people find you?
Where can the people find me? You can find me online and outside your front door 24 hours a day. Follow me. You can find me online. I post all my new stuff on Instagram at Brent Pella, Pella, Twitter at Brent Pella or BrentPella.com. And if you missed the show at Johnson and Wales, but if you want to see me in the future, please come and I'm gonna give you a gift. I'm gonna give you a sticker of my face. This is what you get, and then we'll be best friends. Okay? Is that good?
Yeah. Cool. It's a pleasure talking to you.
Yeah, you too, man.